Welcome to Kojo's Math, and today we're talking about dividing fractions. The word that you need to know when you're dividing fractions is reciprocal, and yes, you need to know how to spell it. Reciprocal. Reciprocal is just when you flip the fraction upside down. That's all you do. So you'll notice here that I had 2/3, and when I take the reciprocal of 2/3, I get 3/2. When I have 9, I take the reciprocal of 9, and I get 1/9, because 9 is 9 over 1, and when I flip it upside down, I get 1/9. So you need to know what the reciprocal is. Reciprocal, R-E-C-I-P-R-O-C-A-L. And we use the reciprocal whenever we divide fractions or mixed numbers. Okay, so here we go, and I got a little fuzzy here. So to divide fractions, it says to divide fractions, always, let's get that down. So when you divide fractions, you always flip, which is doing what? Taking the reciprocal of the second fraction and multiply, or the second number. Because if it's 2, and you're dividing by 2, and you're dividing 4/5 divided by 2, 2 is the second number, and you flip it into 1/2. So whenever you're dividing with any fractions, you take the second number and you flip it, and then you change the whole problem to multiplication. If you have mixed numbers, you have to first change them to improper fractions before you flip them. So you're going to do it the same way, and we're going to walk through it. So immediately I have division and I have fractions. So I need to say, okay, I rewrite the problem, I change it to multiplication, and I take the reciprocal of the second fraction always, or the second number, and I multiply. So 3/8 becomes 8/3. Now, that's just what you've been doing with multiplying fractions. Numerator times numerator is 32, and denominator times denominator is 27. Nothing goes into either one of these. Again, I encourage you to leave it as an improper fraction in lowest terms. You can't simplify that. 32 and 27, they have nothing in common. Now let's look. Here we have two mixed numbers. The first thing we do is we change them both into improper fractions. So 3 1/5, 3 times 5 is 15, plus 1 is 16/5. And 1 1/3 is 1 times 3 is 3, plus 1 is 4. So I have 4/3. Now, I've changed my mixed numbers into improper fractions. The rules still follow. The second number I flip, which is called taking the reciprocal, and I change it to multiplication. So I have 16/5 times 3/4. When I multiply now, I go numerator times numerator. 16 times 3 is 48, and 5 times 4 is 20. Now these I have to simplify. What goes into both of these? 4 does. If you don't see that, you could divide by 2, but 4 does. So 4 goes into 48 12 times, and 4 goes into 25. Again, I will encourage you to leave it as an improper fraction. You could change it to a mixed number, which would be 2 2/5. All right, so make sure you know this. When you're dividing fractions, you change the sign to multiplication and take the reciprocal of the second number, whatever it is. If it's a fraction or just a number, you take the reciprocal, and then you just multiply and simplify. Well, I want you to try these. I want you to stop the video. That got messed up. That's 3/5. That's 3/5. I want you to first write down what's the reciprocal of these three numbers. What do you have to do to this before you find the reciprocal? That's right. You have to change it to an improper fraction, then find the reciprocal. So you're going to find the reciprocal, then you're going to divide these three problems. Stop the video. When you're done, come back and we'll check. Welcome back. How did you do? Let's see. Well, first of all, the reciprocal of 3/5 is 5/3. The reciprocal of 4 2/7, first of all, you had to change it to 37ths. And the reciprocal is 7/30ths. And then the reciprocal of 3 is 1/3. You need to be able to do that to divide by fractions. Here, 8 divided by 2 2/3, you change 2 2/3 to an improper fraction, 8/3, and then you change it to multiplication and take the reciprocal or flip the fraction of the second number. And you should have gotten 24/8, which does simplify to 3. Do want you to simplify it if it comes out a whole number. Here we have 5/9 divided by 5. We're going to write this as an improper fraction, 5/1. 5/9 divided by 5/1. Then we change this to multiplication and take the reciprocal of the second number or flip it. 5/9 times 1/5 is 5/45, which is 1/9. We multiply numerator times numerator and denominator times denominator. Here it's just fractions. 4/9 divided by 3/5. There are no mixed numbers to change to improper fractions, so we change it to multiplication and take the reciprocal of the second number. Got that? Flip it. Then we just do basic multiplication. 4 times 5 is 20. 9 times 3 is 27. I can't simplify that anymore. I'm done. Now, at the bottom of your notes, because dividing fractions can be tricky, but if you just learn the steps and practice them, it becomes rote, which means you just know what to do whenever you see it. And that's our goal, that you don't have to think every time you see division of fractions or adding and subtracting fractions or multiplying fractions. You know what to do when you see them. Write down 2 things that you've learned from this lesson and 1 question that you still have. And I'll see you in class tomorrow or the next day. I'm not sure when you'll watch this video, but I'll see you soon. All right? You've got to learn these fractions. If you need to, go back and review the adding and subtracting fractions and the multiplying fractions and mixed numbers, because all of that's going to be on the test. Take care. I'll see you tomorrow.